let's actually finish this problem and take a look at what we get. So where I left you here, we have j plus 3 minus h times 5. The first thing we want to do is get these variables into this expression. Okay, so once you've replaced the variables with the numeric value that belongs to them, we can write down everything else that belongs here in the expression. I'm going to say that again. The only things we changed is I replaced this j with the 3 that's supposed to be there. This does not mean that it equals 3j or j3. Those are just common misconceptions that students have. You're going to take the j and you're going to replace it with the 3. We don't need the j anymore when we're evaluating an expression at a specific point. In this specific problem, what we're going to be doing is following the steps that we had in our previous video of orders of operations, and we're going to be taking a look at how to solve this problem. Now, if you remember, we're going to evaluate any set of parentheses first. In this case, the only thing inside of the parenthesis is 3 minus 1. Most of us may know that as 2. Now, what I'm going to do, and I'll say this in most videos, I really like to rewrite everything else around the problem and bring everything down so that way my math looks clean and orderly and I don't get lost when I go to the problem solving process. So here, 3 minus 1 is 2. Once I've solved everything in that set of parentheses, I don't need the parentheses anymore, which makes life a lot easier. If there's still operations in here and it doesn't come down to be one number, you should probably still keep those parentheses. Moving forward, after we do the parentheses, we're supposed to look for exponents. I don't see any here. And then proceed to multiplication and division. In this case, I only see multiplication. So in this problem, 2 times 5 is going to be 10. And then I'm going to bring down everything again. And I see that I'm only left with 3 plus 10, which is going to equal 13. So in a problem like this, I want us to make sure that we're first taking advantage of these numeric values that are supposed to be within or placed instead of the actual variable itself. So in this case, we replaced j with 3, and then instead of the h, we replaced that with the number 1. Then you can continue using the orders of operations like you've normally have and get to the point where you can do this on multiple problems. Let me go through a problem a little bit quicker here just to show you what I mean and how to do it. Another problem, another example. This time, I'm going to take y minus x plus 2 divided by 6. Oops. I'm going to change that to x minus 2 divided by 6. Okay. And I want us to use x equals 2, y equals 5. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this y, I'm going to look at this x, and I'm going to go plug in the numeric values that represent each of those variables. So I'm going to get 5 over there and then 2 over here. Now, I want to make sure that I keep everything, including the parentheses, so that way I don't get lost when it comes down to doing my math. Then when I go to solve, I'm going to start with the parentheses. 2 minus 2 is 0. I want to rewrite everything because I'm done with the operations inside of the parentheses. I don't need the parentheses anymore. Here, I'm going to get 5 minus 0 divided by 6. And what I'm going to do first is actually the division, because the division comes before the subtraction. And when I do that, I get 0 divided by 6 is going to be 0. I'm going to rewrite everything else, and I get 5 minus 0 is going to equal 5. Following orders of operations after you add in some variables isn't very difficult, and that whole process together is called evaluating expressions. Hopefully you get the gist of it and you're able to do it on your homework for this week. If you have any questions, bring them to class, and I'll catch you next time.